Rohingyas' demands trodden on during tripartite talks over repatriation. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad slams UN, Myanmar government over Rohingya crisis. Demands of over 1 million Rohingya genocide survivors are totally ignored by China, Myanmar and Bangladesh jointly during a tripartite meeting over repatriation on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York on Tuesday. The meeting was attended by Bangladeshi FMAK Abdul Momen, two of his Chinese and Myanmar counterparts Wang Yi and Kwa Tit Sui, respectively, UN Secretary General Special Envoy on Myanmar Christine and some other high-ranking officials from all the three countries. The three parties agreed to form a China-Myanmar-Bangladesh joint working mechanism consisting of the Chinese and Myanmar ambassadors in Dhaka and a Director General from the Bangladesh Foreign Ministry. The first meeting of the group is expected to take place in October. They also agreed to monitor and assess on-the-ground preparations for repatriation of the genocide survivors and jointly evaluate the progress. Though Myanmar has assured to have taken all the necessary preparations to take their citizens back, Bangladesh blamed Myanmar over failure to build confidence among the Rohingyas, yet they will return only when they feel that they have safety, security and free mobility after their return. In this regard, our vision has contacted several Rohingya refugees in the ground to get their opinions. ND Ahmed, a refugee, said Burma's necessary preparations means setting up NVC booths in the welcoming centers, building up long-lasting camps like IDPs and deploying security forces there to prosecute us more. He added, is it what they mean by safety and security? Neither Rohingya representatives are included in the meeting nor their demand is considered. The least demands of the refugees that can be summarized in restoration of citizenship revoked is not even discussed during the talk. How can we go back? Said another refugee on condition of anonymity. 1 million people were forcefully deported after what they owned was totally destroyed and thousands of lives were lost. Women were raped. After all these, do you want us to go back to the same killing fields or to the camps forever, as openly announced by ex-president Thein Sein? In 2012, Thein Sein proposed the UN High Commissioner for Refugees Antonio Guterres in a meeting that the solution to this problem is that they be settled in refugee camps managed by UNHCR, and UNHCR provides for them. If there are countries that would accept them, they could be sent there. This is the plan what the government is exactly implementing. Why the group should go there to see the ground situation and what they will look, while Myanmar has not yet brought the change in the papers. The change must start from papers, not from the grounds, a refugee activist told. He continued, of course, refugees overloaded Bangladesh. We will prefer to leave for another place other than Burma if we are forced to return. Amid repatriation talks and attempts, there are many Rohingyas remaining inside Arakan are looking for a way out as they face non-stop ill treatments of authorities and local extremists. Recently, the UN reported that the remaining 600,000 Rohingyas are at high risk of genocide. In addition, in the ongoing AA military clashes, Rohingyas have become a common target. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has slammed the United Nations and Myanmar government on Tuesday for their inaction in resolving the Rohingya crisis, which has displaced more than 1 million people in the country. The UN's silence on the crisis is deafening, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said, adding that the 75-year-old organization has not fulfilled its purpose of preventing such man-made atrocities. Without Security Council action, others must do their part to resolve the crisis and bring the perpetrators to justice, he said at a high-level side event, Rohingya Crisis, a Way Forward, at the United Nations headquarters on Tuesday. Also present was Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Myanmar's military has been accused of murdering thousands of Rohingyas in Western Rakhine State since 2017, which has resulted in the mass exodus of these Muslim minorities to neighboring countries and led to the world's largest refugee camp at Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Dr. Mahathir said what happened in the Rakhine state is genocide. What took place were mass killings, systematic rape, and other gross violations of human rights, he said. He commended the Organization of Islamic Conferences (OIC) effort to bring the matter to the International Court of Justice and hopes that other countries would support OIC to ensure the perpetrators do not get away with the heinous crimes they have committed. Malaysia, on our part, has also tried to do all it can. Apart from rendering humanitarian assistance, Malaysia is operating a field hospital in Cox's Bazar. We are also hosting close to 100,000 registered Rohingya refugees, he added. Dr. Mahathir said the longer the refugees stay in the Myanmar camps, the more desperate their situation will become. Some become vulnerable to other forms of exploitation, including human trafficking and sex slavery. He said the Myanmar authorities have also denied access to some UN officials and humanitarian aid workers. If Myanmar has nothing to hide, why bar others from seeing the situation in Rakhine? Let these officials and aid workers visit, inspect, and assist those living in the camps. This can only be done by granting full citizenship to the Rohingyas. However, the Myanmar authorities have manipulated the Rohingya issue to incite fear, hatred, and violence. Thus, merely considering the idea of granting citizenship is unacceptable, he said. The conviction was an attempt to deceive us into thinking that they are holding perpetrators accountable, he added. Dr. Mahathir said Malaysia will continue to help the Rohingyas within its means and capacity. We hope others would also join us and Bangladesh in our resolve to end the miseries that have befallen the Rohingyas. We need to put an end to the crisis and we need to do it now, he said.